this, if Young Nuo would do this on their flashes, have the power, it would have been a done deal. But I also had a Young Nuo, I believe it was the 568. It had faulty capacitors, and it would no longer flash, it would just strobe. So that's my opinion about what I hope Shanny will do as far as their wireless system. I know you want to not hear me talk but see results, but they're going to be put up. It will be steals, but basically let me say again how I'm going to test this system. I'm going to set up a scene, meter it using my Shanny meter. The only flash that I'm going to use today will be this flash. This is the only flash that I'm going to use today, is the SN910EX-RF, the new system. Once I get my scene metered, I'll take a picture of it to show the exposure that the Shanny meter gives me. Then using the Shanny system, wireless system, I'll set my flash to TTL. No exposure compensation either in the flash or on the camera. Take some pictures and we will compare how that exposure compares to the exposure that my Shanny meter is giving me. So once I do that, I'll also do a adjustment up, adjustment down, do some manual shooting also. Then I will connect my YNs, shoot the exact same scene, no exposure compensation at all. I'll also go up a stop, down a stop, go to manual, up, down, so we'll have the same shots from both systems, and that way we can find out for sure if they do match. Okay, looking forward to it. Be back in a minute. All right, just completed my setup and taking up the pictures of my setup here to use for my exposure. So once again, let me recap what I did. I did the setup. I took my Shanny meter and I started out with the Young Nuo first. I metered with the new flash, the EX, I just call it the 910EX. I metered it. I had it set at half power. I'm bouncing off the ceiling. And at half power, my ISO was 200, my shutter speed 100, and it gave me a meter reading of 6.3, which was actually pretty good. So using those settings, I took a picture of my setup. Then I set the YN 622s to TTL, set the flash to TTL, took the picture of the scene in TTL, then went up, flash compensation, 1 stop, 2 stop, the 3, then zeroed it back out, then went 1 under, 2 under, 3 under. Then starting with the manual power set, I started at 1/16 of power, and went all the way up to full power, you know, 16th, 8th, quarter, half, and full. Then I set up the Shanny, the 910. Did the exact same thing. Set the flash to the Nikon, whatever they're calling it, the wireless remote, put it in that mode. Took a picture at TTL, no flash compensation at all. Took a picture of the setup. Then I went up 1 stop, 2 stop, 3 stop, then zeroed it out, then went down a stop, 2 stop, 3 stop. After that, set it to manual from the transmitter, from the remote, and started at 16th of a power, the 8th, the quarter, half, and full. So that's how I tested. And just to tell you right now, everything went as expected. One big question that I can answer right now, the Shanty, they did a very good job that when you pressed it, when you set a manual power on the controller here, when you set a manual power and you press the test button, you actually get that manual power setting. You don't get a pre-flash like you do with the YN. And just as an example here, I have my Sekonic meter set there. I have the 910 is set to, let me see if I can get it to focus here. If I can't, it's set to 1/4. And I have my meter set up to where when it sees a flash, it's going to give you a meter reading. So let me kind of tip this up here so we can, hopefully we can see this. I'll change my angle. And the 910 is set in manual mode. See if I can get it to focus here. Focus. Well, it's set up to 1/4 of a power. Now I'm going to press the test button and watch the meter. So that gave me a reading of 4.5. So here I'm going to change my power. Go M. And I'm going to go up to half power. And at half power, I'm going to press my test button once again. And there you can see it changed. Oh, hold it still. It changed there on my meter. Changed there on the meter. I may have to touch the screen on my phone to get it to focus. So once again, let's look there. I'm at half power. So next, what I'll do, I'll go up to full power. And press the test button on the side. Watch the meter. I'm at full power. Here, let me show you this. There, I'm at full power there. I'm going to press the test button. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. I'm using my camera phone. I'm using my phone as my camera, so it kind of cut me off there. But once again, I'm set here at full power. I'm going to press the test button. There, it gave me F9. And just to demonstrate once again, I'm going to step the power back down. This time I'll go down to 1/8. So now I'm at 1/8. Press the test button at 4.5. So Shanny, great job on that. That way you're not getting that pre-flash that the YNs give you when you're trying to set a manual power setting. Even though the YN may still give you the same power output, it gives you a pre-flash as if it's doing a TTL exposure. And for setting a manual exposure, you don't want a pre-flash because then you don't get an accurate flash reading. But I can say, Shanny, great job, fantastic job. This is a big plus that you're able to set a manual power, do a test, and actually get that power from the test without the pre-flash. And my setup that I did, I see the exact same exposures from the 910 and the Young Nuo. They gave me the exact same exposures. What I'll do is throw them up side by side in the video so you can see for yourself. Shanny, good job. Once again, I won't go into all the controls and the setup and everything. I can tell you one thing, the system just simply, it works. It works. It works as you would expect it to. And all of the controls that's on the back of the flash unit itself mirrors the controls on the 910. So what you see on the 910 is what you will see on the back of the flash when you're in the master mode setup. So good job. Also, it has a USB port. Excellent job. You have the mode button here for changing the different modes. The button here on the side here, that's for a future function there. Whatever that future function will be, I'm not sure. But once again, I also throw up a link to the instruction manual. But once again, they did a very good job, and you can see the differences between the SN, the 910, and the YN. The 910 is actually a little slimmer than the YN. I can tell you there's new YNs on the way, new YN 622s. They've gone to the same type of foot that you find on the Shanty. You have the locking lever on the Shanty as opposed to the screw down on the YN. Now, no cables came with the 910TX. No cabling at all. There's a sync. Okay, once again, my phone turned off on me. It says I've reached my maximum recording ability. Okay, I'm going to end this review now, but that's my review of the Shanty SN910TX and the Shanty SN910EX-RF, their new flash. All right.